Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 5. So last time we got a new character, the Honor Knox, right? Very nice character. I mean, pretty much destroying Beatrice with the arguments. Whatever Beatrice throws at him, or her, sorry. She just cancels it out, right? And then breaks her. It's very good. So I guess let's finish up this detective work they're doing here, and let's continue. Let's go.
情けないもんですね、魔女なんて。無限の言い逃れで真実をごまかし続けるだけ。ドラノールの言葉を私も借ります。失望ですよ、ベアトリーチェさん。
Erica coldly delivered these decisive words to Beato, who was crawling on the ground.
探偵権限。探偵は全ての電話を検証する権利を持つ。そして私は権利を行使しました。よって宣言します。この部屋に金蔵さんはいません。そして部屋の密室も完璧です。以上の2点から断言します。この部屋はずっと無人です。
This room was empty the whole time.
ナツシさんが金蔵さんに昨晩ここで会ったと嘘をついていたのです。以上、これでチェックメイトです。ベアトリーチェさん。いかがです？ただこの部屋が存在するだけでフルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
Honestly, the way Erica laughs is technically like Burn Castle. I mean, she is Burn Castle's piece, but what I mean is she laughs like a witch. Yes. At these words, the final wedge shattered, and at the same time, the pitch black gate that was about to open shattered once again. This time, the warp portal had been completely destroyed. No longer would Kinzo be permitted to exist in the room or escape from it. Beato struggled to her feet, but that was the best she could do. She no longer had the energy to fight. She had taken all of the denying red head on from close range. Sorry. It took all her strength just to withstand the pain so strong it felt like she'd vomit up all her insides. Even Beato, who had always aimed for the title of strongest and most evil witch, couldn't do a thing against a witch hunter. No matter how sturdy a sandcastle you build on the beach, it can never win against the rising tide.
すまぬ、金蔵。やっぱ相手が悪い。
ベアトリーチェ、感謝するぞ。恨み残りし私のためによくぞここまで戦ってくれた。
死期を悟ると走馬灯が見えるってのは本当らしいな。そなたの若かりし日々の面影を思い出してしまったぞ。腹が立つくらいバトラに似ておったな。
私の魂もそして当主の資格も今や全てバトラが受け継いでおるわ。もはや何の未練もなし。
バトラ、すまぬ。そなたと再び戦おうと誓いながら この程度で手仕舞いとは無念だ。
To Beato, it seemed as though Butler had met her gaze. There was no way he could have. This butler was the peace butler. There was no way he could see Beato in this higher level world. However, his eyes really did meet hers. Even though they couldn't have, Beato was sure they did. As Erika, Ava, and the others closed in on Natsuhi, questioning her over and over, only Butler stood apart from the tumult. His expression held none of the enthusiasm and excitement that the other humans had. It just piercingly and coldly surveyed the scene. And the expression on his face was a quiet displeasure, anger. He wasn't feeling compassion for Natsuhi because her lie was about to be exposed. However, he couldn't excuse Erika, a self-proclaimed intellectual, who simply enjoyed cornering Natsuhi and those who sympathized with her. Then he whispered softly.
ダメだな。
Beato and the others definitely heard that.
バトラーはまさかこの劣勢をひっくり返せるというのか。
ありし日の私ならできただろうな。そしてバトラならできるであろうぞ。
But it's quite nice though. Kinzo is talking about Butler now. Back then I think he talked about Butler maybe one sentence and that's it, right? But now at least he's talking about him. That's nice.
バトラ。
Even though this is fake, right?
バトラよ。私より全てを受け継ぎし男であるならば、今こそその証を示せ。黄金の魔女伝説をこんなところで終わらせるな。
私は昨夜確かにここでお父様に会いました。確かにです。そして後宮家の栄光ある歴史とそれを担う責任の重さについて。もうその嘘は暴かれているんです、夏日さん。あなたが昨夜一人でこの部屋にいたことはもう分かってるんです。そろそろ諦めて告白に入ってもらえませんか？犯人の往生際の悪さとミステリーの出来の悪さは比例するんです。最後くらいこれがちょっとはマシな三流ミステリーだったことを証明してください。
ああ、ダメだな。全然ダメだぜ。
Butler, who had been silent off by himself up until then, spoke. At first, it sounded as though he was attacking Natsuhi. However, when Erika realized he was glaring directly at her, her expression visibly clouded with displeasure.
何がダメなんですか？
Are you calling useless? Or who are you calling useless? Or what are you calling useless?
ミステリーが三流なら、その探偵も三流だな。いいぜ。俺がじい様になってやるよ。
バトラー？
あなたが金蔵さんに？まさか金蔵さんになってこの部屋からの失踪を再現してみせようって言うんですか？まさか私のチェックメイトを否定されるというつもりで？バカな。
この男は何を言ってるのですか？
But honestly, what is happening right now? Like, don't we know that Kinzo is dead already? What is Butler gonna say? That Kinzo is here? Is he gonna argue that? That maybe his body is here? Is that it?
新しく来たお嬢さん方、ここのゲームは初めてか？
Okay, this is the Meta World Butler now. I got confused because it's the same spot.
悪いが、その程度でチェックメイトって言っちまうようじゃ、 全然ダメだぞ。ああ、本当にダメだな。
どういうことだバトラー。お前が親父になるだと？
ああ、再現してやるぜ。俺がじい様になってこの部屋から消え去ってやる。
扉も窓もアウトやで。どうやって？
隠し扉の場所が分かったんですか？
私たちにはさっぱり。さっぱり。
Rustle. That sound wasn't just the noise of the onlookers fidgeting. It was a provocative chill that ran up Erika's spine.
気に入りました。そうですね。あなたは当主の指輪を持つ後宮家次期当主。金蔵さんの代役を務める資格は十分あるでしょう。見せてもらおうじゃないですか。あなたの推理。
Okay, let's see. Erika's expression was no longer a challenging smile. It was malicious, overwhelmingly displeased. She couldn't conceal her anger at having this very pleasurable time of hers ruined.
どうやってここからわらわたちを？
読めたわ。なるほど、その手が残っておったか。
今頃気づいたか、クソじじい。隠し扉だのベッドの下に隠れただの、情けねえ話ばかりで泣けてくれ。俺たちは天下御免の後宮金蔵の話をしてるんだぜ。もう少し痛快かつ豪快な答えは出てこねえのかってんだ。
まったくだな。自らのこととはいえ私にも思いつけなかったとは情けない。そして我が血族がこれだけ揃い私を理解しているのが6年を経て帰ったバトラだけというのも情けない。バトラ、私の代役であるぞ。無様な真似は見せるな。
おうじじい、後宮家当主の貫禄ってやつを客どもに教えてやるぜ。
何をなさるおつもりですか、お父様。
ナツキ、ベアタリーチェ、見ているがいい。後宮家当主とはどういうものか教えてやる。
バトラめ、何をしてみせるつもりやら。
何もできるわけがないです。
Yeah, what is he gonna do?
この部屋は完全な密室なんですから。
夏代おばさん、こっちへ来てくれ。そして今から話す通りに動いてくれ。
Butler called Natsui over to the window and whispered something to her with his back towards the others. Can we hear it?
ミス・ドラノール、万が一はありませんよね。この部屋から金蔵と魔女を取り逃すようなことはありえませんよね。
無論です。ガートルード、コーネリア、そして英主体。密室の封印は完璧か今一度確認するのです。
金兄、謹んで申し上げ奉る。我らの結界は完璧なりや。
金兄、隠し扉はなく、扉からも窓からも逃れることかなわず。英主体はバトラが結界を破りしとき、躊躇なく矢を放ちたまえ。
シエスタ隊、了解であります。バトラ様、お覚悟を。
この部屋から脱出なんて不可能です。
でもあいつはやるに。
やって根拠がなくてもやり遂げると確信できる。それが後ろ宮の当主ってもんに
ですな。見せてもらいましょうか。
ええ、リーチェの対戦相手の貫禄ってやつをね。
では始めるぜ。
Alright, here we go. Everyone nodded and watched Butler's every move.
じい様である俺はこうしてベッドで横になり、夏日おばさんの一日の報告とやらに相槌を打っていた。
Butler laid down in the bed himself. As if it still mattered now, Erica grumbled about the disturbing crime scene, but no one listened to her.
そして俺は返事をしなくなり、まあどうせ長話に飽きて寝たふりでもしたんだろうぜ。
貴様は分かっておるわ。
Wait, what did he say again? Butler lay down in the bed. Okay. Then I stopped answering in sleep.
私はお父様がお休みになったのを見届け、黙礼してから立ち去ります。
Natsui lowered her head to Butler, who was still lying down in the bed, and turned around. Then she started wandering around as though doing an inspection of the room.
夏日おばさんはじい様の就寝を見届けた後、室内のチェックをしてから退出するそうだ。もちろんシャノンちゃんたちに毎日掃除をさせてるんだが、それでもおばさんは細かくチェックしているわけだ。埃が落ちてないかどうか、消耗品は切れてないかどうか。
はい、大切な当主様の部屋ですから、使用人任せにせず自らでも細かくチェックしています。これは必ず行っていることです。
そうです。奥様は普段からとても丁寧にチェックしています。
チェックは細かく、水場の消耗品一つ一つにまで及びます。
つまりよくテレビドラマで見るような窓辺の埃だけじゃねえ。水場の洗剤の残量やトイレのトイレットペーパーの残数さえ見てる。毎日でなくてもいいだろうに、まめなことさ。
それが日課です。一日たりとも当主様のお部屋のチェックに気の緩みがあってはなりません。
それが何だって言うんですか。もったいぶるのも大概にしてください。
What? Okay.
もったいぶるのは探偵の特権でしょ。
探偵はこの私。
こうして書斎にいればわかるだろうが、書斎という名で呼んではいるが、ここはもはや屋敷の中に存在するセカンドハウスと言ってもいい。寝室があり、書斎があり、水場があり、トイレも風呂もある。つまり一つの部屋じゃない、一つの家と言っていい。
書斎内の構造説明感謝です。しかしそのどこかに隠れるという手はすでに破られています。
隠れはしないさ。だが死角はいくらでもあるはずだ。例えば夏日おばさんがトイレットペーパーの数を調べにトイレに入ってる間、夏日おばさんから書斎のほぼ全ては死角となる。つまり書斎のほぼ全域から観測者が消えたわけだ。
観測者消失。
金兄、書斎内に魔女の闇が充満せしこと申し上げ奉る。
よいぞ、闇の力が満ちてきた。
観測者が夏日がいなくなったからなんだと。それで
じい様はようやく小うるさい夏日おばさんが姿を消したので起き上がる。
That fussy Aunt Natsui.
どうして
Look at that eyes, man. This scene, I'm not trusting this scene. Like, what?
このようなイカれた夜にイカれた天気の夜空をめでることに勝る酒の魚はないわ。
夏日おばさんがトイレという資格にいる以上、じい様には書斎を自由に歩き回ることが可能になる。
It was possible for him to move without Natsuhi's knowledge. It was possible for him to move without contradicting what Natsuhi knew.
警告！バトラが書斎扉に接近するであります。
金兄、書斎扉のロック解除時には騒音が鳴り響くものなりや、夏日に不審に思われずして扉より出ることかなわぬと知りたまえ。
You cannot leave through the door without drawing Natsuhi's suspicion. Because Butler had acted as though he was heading for the door, Gertrude, who was sealing the door, immediately sent out a warning. Maybe it was possible for him to leave the study while in Natsuhi's blind spot. However...
そうよ、音よ。
Yeah, the sound is very loud though. You definitely hear that.
オートロックの解除には大きな音がするのを私たちは知っているわ。書斎内の死角に夏日がいたとしても、オートロックを解除する時のあの大きな音は聞き逃さない。不審に思わないはずがない。
金兄、夏日は扉の開く音、在室中に聞くことはなかりけりこと申し上げ奉る。
Natsuhi did not hear the sound of the door opening while in the room. The washroom and the toilet are very close to the door. Even if they hadn't been, the lock always lets off such a massive sound. She'd be able to hear that sound no matter what. Natsuhi had already spoken with Erika and the others about the details of the previous night, making it quite clear that nothing out of the ordinary had occurred. Any argument that relied on Natsuhi failing to hear the lock wouldn't work.
金兄、重ねて申し上げ奉る。扉より金蔵が出入ること、かなわぬものなり。
金兄、無駄なあがきと申し上げ奉る。意図愚かなり。
確かに破れねえな。扉の姉ちゃんの赤。だが窓のあんたはどうだ。
What? Turning his back to Gertrude, who claimed that leaving through the door was impossible, Butler locked his gaze on Cornelia, who stood in front of the window.
しっかり張れよ。結界とやら。お前、ぶっ飛ぶぜ。
By now, Butler's target was clear. It was Cornelia. It was the window. He was going to smash this closed room from the window. Not expecting to be chosen as a target herself, Cornelia was overawed for just a second, but she quickly regained her composure. Look at her eyes. On rare occasions, struggling, fleeing witches would directly challenge the barriers Cornelia set up. Such witches were always fighting desperately on the brink of death.
金兄、謹んで申し上げる。バトラの標的はあなた、コーネリア。注意申し上げるものなりや。
意図愚かなり。神よ、この愚かなる子羊を憐れみたまえ。
羊じゃねえ。後ろ宮家当主ってのはな、わしなんだぜ。片翼でもな。 その程度の窓で書斎にいつまでも閉じ込めておけると思うんじゃねえぜ。
Starting from a low posture, both silent and supple, Butler ran forward like a white leopard.
まさかこいつはこれは
金系我が赤が破れる道理はなし。そなたの望み叶うことなしと知りたまえ。
Cornelia thrust out both her arms and made a sign. When she did, a red barrier closed in front of Butler.
無駄と申し上げ立てまつる後宮バトラー。金系我が窓は内より閉ざされ、また夏日が金蔵を逃したることもなし。
夏日おばさんがじい様を逃がしたんじゃねえ。じい様が夏日おばさんに隠れて自ら抜け出したとしたら、
どうして窓から自分で出るんですか、金蔵が。
このイカれた晩に雨天へ飛び出すくらい酒の座興程度にしかならぬわ、私にとってはな。
でもここ3階ですよ。ありえま。
そなたとて階段を降りるとき一段くらい飛ばすこともあるであろう。金蔵なら3階くらいは。
3 stores is nothing for Ginzo, come on.
やりかねませんな。
やりかねませんね。
そんなバカな。
Dude, are you serious? What is happening right now? What? Blue cracks appeared in Cornelia's red barrier and it shattered with a crisp sound. I mean, did Butler's just saying some bunch of BS here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what is he saying? It was all far too quick. It looked almost as though she'd gotten out of the way herself in fear of Butler.
コーネリア様、防げません。
At the same time the barrier shattered, the window behind Cornelia's back was flung open. The curtains fluttered for just an instant. Though it was filled with rain, the heavens in the courtyard were spread out in front of them. A fitting exit for an eagle leaping from this closed room.
コーネリア、結界を張り直すのです。
御意、上司ドラノール。ここを破ること断じて叶わぬと知りたまえ。
Cornelia quickly returned to her senses and set up another red barrier. However, this was her last one.
金系、慎んで申し上げ立てまつる。なれば金蔵の窓よりの脱出を仮に認めようぞ。ならば外より閉められぬ窓の施錠はいかようにしたのか。窓は内側より施錠されていた。
The window was locked from the inside. Yes.
ダメだな。
ああ、全然ダメだ。
Ginzo and Butler grinned. Did you think this feeble red could block the charge of Butler and Ginzo, the two family heads?
じい様が窓より飛び出した後、夏日おばさんはちょっとした隙間風に気づいただろうさ。
Dude, are you serious right now? Come on.
そして窓辺に近づき、窓が開きっぱなしになっていたことに気づき、慌てて閉めて施錠したんだ。
Dude. This scene, man.
私がまさか窓から抜け出したなど夏日は想像もできなかったろうな。
ああ、だから夏日おばさんがじい様はベッドで寝ていると思ったのは当然のことなんだ。
Now that Butler had found the answer, the red barrier was more fragile than the thin glass. The red magical wall of certainty had been smashed again so easily that it disgraced the name of certainty itself. Unbelievable, right? The barrier was more firm than any Ronove had ever used against Jessica, and yet it had been destroyed so easily. Though Butler was rushing fiercely and had almost reached Cornelia, she didn't step aside. Her steel spirit, worthy of the name Eisern Jungfrau, didn't follow her to step aside. She took a charm from her pocket, placed it against the thin air, and made a sign. Then not red, but blue burned there. Though it was far more frail than the red barrier, it was her last method of resistance. Yes, and if someone, for example, jumped, it's a third floor, and if he jumped, he needed to be fast, right? Extremely fast. So he would have jumped like a dive, technically. Imagine Kinzo surviving that. Kinzo's like what, like 80? Like 87, about let's say 80 years old, right? Are you serious right now? What is this scene, man? I'm actually siding with, yeah, with Erica and the others here rather than Butler. What the hell is he saying? Man, I guess I remember when episode 4 ended, when Lambda Delta said like not everything that Butler said was correct anyways, right? Yeah, it's kind of like this right now. Like, what the hell? What is he doing right now?
ぐだぐだうるさいわ。そこで見ておれ。
これがその答えだ。
Butler jumped. He burst through Cornelia and her blue barrier and knocked him away, and his body flew out the window through the darkness of the rainy sky. The fragments of the blue barrier scattered beautifully, adorning the surrounding air. The closed room had been smashed open. Butler flew out of the mansion. Through the sky above the rainy courtyard, all the raindrops become small round gems and were scattered through the air. Butler flew across the treasure box world of the exquisite stormy sky through the countless gems of rain that filled it. In the sky over the world frozen in time, Dianor and Butler faced each other. Yeah, look at Butler's smile here, or his smirk. You can see he's I think in this chapter he's kind of like a bad guy here. Not bad guy, but let's say accomplice. Yes, not bad guy. Accomplice, I think, is the right word for this. Like, this dude is protecting Natsuhi? Come on. Like, literally in the beginning of this episode, they showed us that Kinzo was dead, right? And now he's fighting for them. He's protecting them. This is so obvious, yeah. If Butler had smashed and flown out of the window was like a knight leaping off a white horse, then the honor was another knight who floated in the air waiting for him. In the air above the courtyard, surrounded by the USHIROMIYA mansion and frozen in time, the true new head of the USHIROMIYA family and the disciple of heaven who would test him crossed paths.
見事です。たとえあなたが中庭に落ち生きようが死のうが金蔵に密室が打ち破れたことに変わりはない。命を捨てて飛んだあなたこそ殉教者。よくぞ我らの密室結界を打ち破ってみせました。あっぱれです、後宮バトラー。 されど我こそは首席異端審問官ドラノル・エノックス。みすみすと逃すことはできません。最後に我が太刀にあなたと交える栄誉を与えたまえ。
ああ、歓迎してやら。このゲーム案外甘くないぜ。
In this world where the gems rain fell slowly like large snowflakes on a snowy field, Dianor and Butler slowly crossed paths. It seemed slow, and yet it happened in a flash. Their gazes crossed and clashed like lightning. Night confronted night head on, and everything would be settled with a single strike. Ooh, nice. Blue and red crossed paths.
書斎内に夏日の資格が存在することがあらかじめ示されましたか？示されていないならばこの推理は許されません。ノックス第8条、提示されない手がかりでの解決を禁ず。
Destroy him, Nox. Destroy him. The Honor's double strike with both the blue and red blades reached out to slice Butler and failed. These long swords, which are never lost over the course of 100 battles, cut through empty air.
書斎に入った時、その構造についてはっきりと言及してるぜ。おあいにくだぜ。
For the first time, an expression on Diana's face. It was sudden. She had known about that long before. However, she still couldn't let him escape without attempting that single strike. Not even with her reputation as an inquisitor of heresy on the line. She still crossed with Butler even though she knew it would fail.
知っていましたとも。あなたのこの答えはノックス第8条に抵触しません。
恨むなよ。暗いな。
いざ来たれ。
In Butler's hand was a blade that shone red. That blade etched out the red fruit. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Kinzo's study was a small villa he had created inside the mansion. A study, a book archive, a place to sleep, and a bathroom and a washroom was divided into multiple rooms that has already been shown, and it suggests that there could have been a blind spot somewhere between or within the room. Without any mercy, no, without any reluctance, which would have been dishonorable. The sword of red fruit cut into Dianor. It cut a beautiful hemisphere through the countless gems of rain that filled the sky. Time exploded into life. Both of them fell through the courtyard. One drifted down. The other tumbled through the air. Then there was a soft sound and a dull thud. The first was the sound of Butler landing gently in the courtyard. The second was the sound of Dianor crashing down. After crouching down for a while, Butler slowly stood up. Though he had jumped down from the third floor, he had landed as lightly as though he had merely jumped over a fence.
Butler!
Beato leaned out of the study window looking to see if the supposedly wingless Butler had landed safely.
Beato! 来い! 飛べ! その窓が俺たちの出口の扉だ! だから飛べ! お前は密室に閉じ込められてるような魔女じゃないだろうが。
The study was no longer a closed room. She could jump from here, escape from here. By now, the closed room that had threatened to capture the witch and suffocate her had been destroyed.
金蔵も
行け。バトラが答えを見せた時点でわしの魂はすでにこの密室を逃れておるわ。
Kinzo's form became a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. The closed room barrier had dissolved and the power that denies magic had scattered. Beato ran towards the window. That was the only exit from the closed room of this witch hunt. After glancing at the Chiester sisters and the subordinates of the Inquisitor of Heresy, she readied her wound-covered body and ran towards the window just like Butler had done. She looked like Cinderella running as hell as she heard the bell toll.
逃がすもんですか、ベアトリーチェ、魔女幻想。
Erica flew at Beato, trying to latch on to Beato as she dashed. But it was like trying to catch smoke, and she landed face first on the floor. There's no way a human could catch a witch. For one, such as her, without love, even touching Beato was impossible.
シスタ隊、魔女を撃って、撃ち殺して。
照準、抵触せず、八方不可。
金系。バトラの青き真実を防げる結界の準備、当方になしなりや。
Both Chiester Zero and R00 and Gertrude spoke with unbelievably calm voices.
誰にも止められないの。バトラも金蔵もベアトリーチェも。こいつらが逃げ出したら、私の密室が、推理が、この探偵フルドエリカが。
Oh my god. Erica crouched, screaming and clutching at her head.
天下の黄金の魔女がジジイのカビ臭い書斎ごときで打ち破られてるんじゃねえ。まだ第一の番だろうが。新参どもにお前のゲームが甘くないってことを思い知らせてやれ。
Just like Butler, Beato also flew. She drifted down the rain treasure box, through the rain treasure box whirled into Butler's chest. Butler caught her with both arms as though catching a feather from an angel. It was like a knight catching a princess who had been locked up in a tower. It like a beautiful picture of a scene in some fairy tale.
やっばい、惚れたわ。後宮家の当主ってこういうやつらばっかなの？
後宮金蔵の破天荒を記せば、書斎の魔導書の数に負けぬ長い波乱の物語が書けるでしょうな。その次の当主の物語も記す価値が大いにありそうだ。いえいえ、もう記しておりますとも。それはもう長い長い物語に。
The demons giggled on top of the roof holding the umbrellas. Then they quietly looked down over the two in the courtyard.
Oh my. やる。
お前のゲームで何回鍛えられたと思ってんだよ。
In shock, Beato actually praised Butler as he held her in his arms. Butler laughed in his usual carefree way.
こんなことがありえない、ありえない。
Erica looked down from the window and clenched her teeth, still clutching at her head. Still holding Beato in his arms, Butler grinned back.
Erika.
I like how the sprite looks like Butler is actually carrying her. What?
何ですか？
黄金の魔女の謎はお前にはくれてやらねえ。俺が解く。こいつはな、俺たち二人の謎なんだよ。ま、ベアと。
うん。わらわの謎は
そう。
When Butler laughed evilly, Beato's face turned uncharacteristically red. But even so, she spoke while laughing loudly.
わらわの謎はそなただけのものだ。後宮バトラー。他の誰にも解かせてはやらぬ。
I won't let anyone solve it.
こいつめ、ふざけたこと言いやがって。
Butler snorted, amused that Beato had said something so out of character. And still holding Beato in his arms, he spun around in kind of a waltz. The falling gems of rain celebrated her victory over this trial.
3階の窓から飛び降りて無事飛び降りて密室を脱出。ふざけてます。こんなの推理じゃない。めちゃくちゃです。
If Butler had at least been seriously injured and writhing in the mud, Erica might still have had some ground to stand on. She might have been able to claim that Kinzo couldn't have jumped down with his old body and gotten away unscathed. However, Butler stood calmly in the courtyard looking up at Erica with the dignity of the victor.
皆さん、もう一度聞きますけど、こんなのありえませんよね。人間が3階の窓から飛び降りて平然と降り立つなんて、そんなのあるわけがない。そうでしょみんな。ましてや老体の金蔵さんが3階から飛び降りてみせるなんて、こんな。
Erica tried to get everyone's agreement and somehow turn things around, but their response were no different from how they'd been a short while ago.
いや、金蔵さんならありえますな。
親父ならやりかねね
え。お父様だものね。
Dude, what is happening right now? What?
武勇伝の王よ人や。それくらいじゃ驚きもせんで。
あんたたち頭も正気もどうかしてんじゃないですか。
いずれにせよ、あなたの密室議論は完璧ではなかったわね。
Not only the servants, but the family members also agreed. They all agreed that there was nothing strange about Kinzo jumping down from a third-floor window. Just who in the world is this USHIROMIYA Kinzo person?
まあ60点というところか。若かりし日の金蔵ならもう少し派手にやってみせるぞ。もうひとひねり欲しいところだ。
おお、どの程度にひねる？
そのだな。わらわを抱いたまま飛び降りるくらいはやりかねん。
わかった。次の機会には抱いたまま飛び降りてやるぜ。
やれるものならやって
みよ。Miyato's voice grew very faint and she gulped. Then her body suddenly crumbled away into a cloud of gold butterflies. That was because many people had rushed up to the window and she was being bathed with gazes filled with anti-magic toxin. Miyato's body became invisible to them and melted into thin air. So to their eyes, it appeared that Butler was standing all alone out in the courtyard.
Butler! 大丈夫か？
ご無事そうです。よかった。敗北です。では書斎の彼らのためにも私にとどめを。あの書斎の密室でいかにして金蔵が逃れたのか、その最後の青き真実を。
There was no pain in Diana's expression. Pleasure and pain never showed up on her face in the first place. However, she was only barely able to rise to her feet using her long sword as a crutch, so it was easy to guess at how heavily she'd been damaged. And despite her lack of an expression, you could tell that this was a loss she could accept. Butler and Diana turned to face each other.
行くぜ。
いざ来たれ。
As though readying herself, Diana quietly closed her eyes, but she still stood tall and maintained her air of dignity.
これが俺の青き真実だ。
The blue power gathered. Butler slowly approached Diana. Then he faced the rainy sky and yelled out the blue truth.
後宮金蔵は夏日おばさんの目を盗み、窓より書斎を脱出した。夏日おばさんはそれに気づかず、窓を施錠したんだ。
And then I'll say this in the red. This is BS, man. What the hell is this?
これで夏日おばさんが23時にじい様の就寝を見届け、扉のレシート封印と窓の内側からの施錠を矛盾させずに、じい様は書斎を脱出できる。
And what is this game trying to say or trying to tell me? This scene right here, like, what?
実際に脱出可能であることはこの俺が実証した通りだ。以上でこの戦いを決着する。
The blue wedge flashed through the courtyard along with a blue bolt of lightning, roaring down towards Diana's forehead as she stared up at the sky.
ベアとのゲームは甘くねえぜ。ミステリーのお約束が通じるかどうかも怪しい。立ち筋は悪くねえが、もう少しお頭を柔らかくすることだぜ。
A massive blue wedge that looked like a pillar was above Diana's forehead, and had stopped with its tip just slightly touching her. It didn't run through her. It made no mark larger than being poked with a pencil. When Butler snapped his fingers, the blue wedge shattered and became a shower of translucent gems. No drops of rain that poured down over the courtyard. Diana sat down in a dazed sort of way, amidst the thunder and rain. The successor of the USHIROMIYA family headship faced the people staring down from the study. and spread his arms wide.
ようこそ俺とベアとのゲーム歓迎するぜフルドエリカ。
気に入ったわ後ろ宮バトラー。グッドだわ実にグッドだわ食らい尽くしてやる魔女の謎とやらをね腹渡の奥の奥まで生きながらにね
Butler and Beato look calmly up at Erica, who couldn't contain her evil laugh.
「あんたのその顔潰して額縁に飾りたいくらいに最高に笑える顔だわ私の分身が情けない無様
Bathed in the sneers of Burnt Castle, a being who was like a mother to her, Erica was so ashamed that it looked as though she'd chew her lower lip to pieces.
この恨みは必ず後ろ宮バトラーベアトリーチェ後ろ宮夏日
Dude, Butler has plot armor. That's why I won. Yes.
俺たちの謎だ。誰にも邪魔はさせねえぜ。ベアトリチェ。
Hey, look at the face of Butler is making. Hey, it looks like a villain here. Like, what? Come on, what was this chapter, man? What was this chapter? Are they trying to show me something with that scene with Butler there? Come on, are you serious right now? How did he get that? It's clearly that Kinzo was dead. What is this? Oh my god. Honestly, this answer arc is trying to mess with us. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why Lambda Delta said in the beginning it might confuse you much more, right? Like, look, what the? Like, what? I think, yeah, I forgot, but I think it was even said in red, right? That Kinzo is really dead. And then, yes, especially, of course, the scene in the beginning. When Kinzo really died and they were trying to hide it. And now, for some reason, Butler wins an argument for that. Oh my god. I don't know. It's over. Fine, it's over though. It's over, right? It's a game, Butler. It's a piece, Butler. So yeah, who knows? Maybe he's just an accomplice. This game, this episode, right? He's with the actual culprit this time around, like fully, like the way he tried to protect her. And I guess even like the Metaworld Butler trying to get Beatrice back as well, right? So you could say those two are kind of the same in a sense. right? That's why they're showing that to us even in the game world. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Are the other arguments gonna be just like that? Like you clearly know the answer, right? But then for some reason, it's still wrong. I don't know. I mean, it's fun though, but yeah. I don't know. Anyways, okay, let's take a break here, and we are gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 5 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.